I told you about Hibbo phoned me yesterday saying he was listening to a podcast, an Audible book on holiday from the Ashton chairman's son.
Yeah.
And he said, like, you need to do one. So he wants me to.
What's the chairman's son talking about?
About when he's like joint chairman, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so he said you need to do.
I was going to say, you should get Eve to do one for you.
No, I won't quite.
You should do one absolutely steaming, you know.
Just say everything.
You should do a late night one.
Yeah.
And obviously edit stuff out, but that'd be hilarious.
We should get shit-faced and do a podcast.
The new podcast is 3 minutes long.
and the yes/no game. And shots on the table.
We should do that.
Get the shots on the table.
That'd be fucking
Hey,
brilliant.
you get some views.
Spill shots or something.
Yeah, spew buckets.
Spill our shot.
Just have a session and get like.
Are we ready, Frank?
Should have texted him.
Mate, it's recording.
We're all done. Right, it's
just
10
get
to
Ash
2.
Black to
Let's
stand up
get.
naked behind the bar and walk out.
Just wake up and appear.
Fucking hell, Ash.
We start, yeah.
Yeah, sounds.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
We're good. Do you want me to text him?
We'll just get cracking. When he turns up, doesn't he?
No.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait there.
I'll go.
You sure you're ready, mate? Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm nervous.
Want to check with your agent or?
No, he's not. Don't work Saturday.
Zero building Lego. So me.
What's going on? Looks better, isn't it? Looks loads better, doesn't it?
Oh my God, I'd leave you for 5 minutes and this is what you do.
That's what you get for going away.
I've loved it all the way through. I do, win, lose or draw. Just love being part of the club and being around like the businesses and the community that's here and the ultras and stuff. It's just, it's ace.
It's nice to be disappointed taking draws away from those teams who are in the top 6 or 7 in the league, and we're disappointed we're not taking all 3 points off them.
Yeah.
That shows the progress we're making. We'll have to have a Whitby podcast, won't we?
No, we should do that.
That's a great shout.
We should get a bar there.
Live while we're there.
He does need a kit man now.
that could be the messy one we've been on about.
Oh, yeah. It depends what time you hold that.
Again.
We'll bring the shopping trolley.
And you're going to wipe them out. You're going to wipe the cop out at Liverpool. Eventually, it's going to end up going. What is the reason for people to come and watch them games? It's a TV show.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Badge. It's been warmer. But we are back. We are also really honoured to be with LinkedIn's newest celebrity, Mr. Mark Pye.
I thought he was going to introduce Loz then. It is the guest.
No, obviously, different face on the podcast today. Loz Barrow, one of our
welcome, Loz.
head
Cheers,
sponsors
boys.
this year.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome.
How are you? You alright?
I'm good, mate, yeah. Cold,
Good.
but it's good.
It's cold.
Was it cold?
This is our first ever guest on the podcast.
It is the first guest.
First ever guest.
Honoured.
You've made it.
Where's the shirt and everything? Shirt. Oh, he's got it. We need to bring the
It's
shirt.
on.
First guest.
Always branded. Branded is life. It is.
No, it's good to see. Obviously, Barrow Electrical, our principal sponsor this year as well.
Yeah.
So we were keen. We've always said, haven't we, that we want to get some of the sponsors on the podcast with us to mix it up a bit. You were top of the list.
Yeah.
And yeah, really glad to have you. How are you finding the season so far?
The season, shaky start, but right now, the football that we're playing, loving it, and, you know, the vibe around the club, the buzz, it's brilliant, you know, everyone's together with the journey that we're going on. Football is miles better, and just loving it, and we can see where we're going now. You know, we're not struggling down the bottom now. We're getting around mid-table. Played some really tough teams away from home, so it's only positive now. Only positive.
No, it's definitely there's that feel-good factor around the club again. I think, isn't
well,
there?
just shown this morning. If you don't spin the camera around yet, because I'm not showing Andy the new lounge. But if you this morning we've had all volunteers in and all those guys in, and we've moved tables and chairs and
the opportunity
food stuff around to make the lounge a bit more workable on a match day. So yeah, and it's nice though, because I just put myself yesterday when the game was cancelled, see if anyone was about, and people turn up and help out and do a bit around
the ultras were here and they made sure they got comfy. We moved their sofa
we
into the
had to move
ultras spot, didn't we?
so the ultras have got a little part.
Have you seen it?
Have you seen it down there?
I got a bloody living room down there now.
Is it? And what in the dome?
Yeah. So they've got
a log burner and everything.
Big settee in there. They've got all their own pictures up, and they brought a stag's head. It's now on the wall above him. So now they've got their own bit, but they love it. So
big up to the ultras.
We'll be kicking off in here then.
It's becoming a competition, innit? Lounge versus dog.
Oh, they call us the lounge lizards. They don't like us. I think it started a bit of a thing about us. So, but yeah, it was nice to see them all in this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks good in here. It looks massive. We can't show you. It's a surprise for Andy.
Wait till he walks in. A
bit of a shuffle around, yeah.
Got a dance floor.
That's what we wanted. That's the goal, really.
Yeah, we're trying to get more room so we can spin.
Knocking out some moves. And obviously the reason we've been doing that is because it is a Saturday, but we're not playing football.
No game.
Because news alert, if you didn't know, it snowed and then it froze. So
I was walking on the pitch, thinking, what was it, Wednesday? And it was bad. But then like the night after that it froze again, and I came here yesterday to take a picture for the league. Just absolutely no chance. And to be fair, unless it has a really big heat wave, I can't see Tuesday being on.
No.
It's going to be in doubt, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, and I think obviously Mark put something out there about obviously the impact it has on the club as well. And
it wasn't just directed at our club. It was like talking to obviously teams and stuff that were around and the boards and people, and it does have a huge impact. If you think on a normal week, a normal month, and you're budgeting for your month, if you lose 2-3 games out of that month at home, because like, not just league games, you have cup games as well, don't you, thrown in there? And I think with the fixtures of the FA Trophy and teams do, which shows how strong our league is, which is good. Teams getting through the rounds, it has another knock-on effect to your Saturday's game. And I don't know if it's just our league or is it an FA rule about the 42-day thing?
I think it's an FA rule that you have to reschedule it. What they don't want is to be backed up towards the end of the season and then have to extend the season.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense. I get it,
but sometimes it could help with a little flexibility, especially over these periods where people are travelling long distances in our league and you're travelling this sort of weather over, a Tuesday night somewhere. I mean, we're going to Gainsborough in a few weeks, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a lot in it. It is.
Went to workshop, didn't we? Yeah.
I just think it's the impact in it on the club's cash flow, which.
And the thing is, we were talking to people in the week, and it's like the difference in the revenue you'll take on a Saturday versus the rearranged fixture on a Tuesday is massive.
Huge.
Well, you budget it, don't you? As a club, you budget your home games, and you go, we're going to get the majority of those in. We're going to get X on a Saturday. So you budget for that and you go, right, okay, we expect to receive this. But then when this happens or you do well in the cups, the cups compensated to a certain degree.
You never rely on your cups.
No.
Well, we never, when we budget, we never put any cup games in it. It's just like, well, that's just a bonus if you get it. But, so you can never work that as your master plan for your season and working out your wage structure and all the rest of it. But, and I think on a club side of it, you look at it and you go, well, that does limit the amount of contracted players that you take on. Because you've got to take into consideration that, worst case scenario, you had a month off and you didn't get a game in. How much does that damage you? And the club's got to be able to find that money. It
would be interesting to see year on year whether there is a bit of a trend with games cancelled due to weather. You must have that data.
Funny you mentioned that. On the light side, I've saved some money.
I just said before, to be fair. So Loz isn't drinking, but his bar bill is still the highest out of everyone in the lounge. So something's not right there, is it?
some livers are getting saved.
I just think it is a big sort of knock-on effect in it for local football.
At this level, it is definitely.
There's always been weather problems. There's always been pitch problems and all that. So it's not like it's a new thing.
I think we've been lucky over the last few seasons. We've not lost many games here.
No, well, the only time we lose it really is through snow and frost in it. We don't lose it through waterlogging.
We're
really.
very fortunate that it drains.
It drains well, doesn't it? Yeah, but other clubs are not in that position. But there's also that call for the 3G pitch scenario in it. But even with, I think Macron today, aren't they?
Do you know what? I think they're as dangerous in the frost.
Well, it's not just about the pitch, the playing surface, is it? It's people getting back and to the ground and working around it. So if Mac presumes still on, I've not seen.
Yeah, no, it's on. Yet. One of two in the league. I think the Baseford game's on as well. So obviously both of them have done really well to get the games on. Well to get them on.
And like even at FC the other night, I thought it was weird. We drive from there.
Amazed it was on that. Yeah.
It still looks like 3 o'clock, and I was like, it's going to be called off.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be called, but when you got to the ground was
looked really good.
Yeah, it was absolutely spot.
They've done a great job there, haven't they? So
it was good.
And obviously, the more important side of not having a game on is what the hell do we do with Saturdays? So here we are.
I just thought I need to get out of the house, so let's go and do something at the ground. Which obviously
I considered telling Nick that it was still on, but then I thought
you're not getting away with that.
No,
you can't
I don't think I am.
It was Hero building Lego. So me.
I blame Frank. He puts it on social media if the match is off. That's terrible.
Exactly. Keep it a secret. Should have a bit of a rule between all the clubs. Don't let anyone know that the game's off.
The game is still on.
So last time we sat down, I think was just before we went to workshop away, wasn't it? Which seems.
Is that Christmas?
Quite a while. No. Was it January that?
No.
Was it before Christmas? It was. Yeah.
We've had Christmas in between.
Obviously, we've had 5 games since. We went to workshop and fell to that last minute.
Oh yeah,
equaliser, didn't we?
yeah.
That was a.
Remember it then?
Do you know what? You take a point going to workshop. However, having sat and watched the game,
Yeah,
we were disappointed not to come away with a win, and
we
as
played
were
really
the
well.
lads.
Played really well.
Yeah, you know, considering Workshop are in and about the playoffs and doing very well,
Yeah.
we didn't look out of place on that pitch.
No,
Certainly
we didn't.
first half, I thought we played exceptionally well.
Yeah, some of the best football I've seen.
Loads of games though, wasn't it, that we drew recently?
It's a common theme, isn't it? Which,
Yeah, we're miles a better team.
well, that's what you say about it boding well, and you can see where we're going. You know,
Yeah.
It's nice to be disappointed taking draws away from those teams who are in the top 6 or 7 in the league, and we're disappointed we're not taking all 3 points off them.
yeah,
That shows the progress we're making.
yeah.
There's little
Definitely.
steps in it. I think when Renault came in, he had to change stuff. But also the lads that he's getting the best out of them. You know, the players that were here before,
Yeah.
and they've gone back to.
He's not made wholesale changes, has he?
No, but the lads, you know, like the Neildys and the Clives and stuff, that they've upped their game now, because I think they were feeling it, and they were feeling a bit of the pressure and a bit of it's not working, something's going wrong, and then Renault's got to come in and just made them believe in it, believed in the process, and I think the way he has brought the players back into all the supporters again. You know, everyone's sort of getting on, everyone's talking again. I'm not saying they weren't talking, but it was a bit frosty. It was a bit like it wasn't what we felt like it should have been like.
It feels more like a club,
Everybody's
doesn't it?
integrated now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we're all in it together, aren't we?
The players in the early start of the season, they were walking off disappointed, and win, lose or draw now, they still come over, and it's just a together experience, isn't it?
He's very big on that, Renault, with the team.
But you can see it
together and
full
supporters.
time, gets all the players together in a huddle, doesn't he? Has a word with them all before even getting them to the changing room, and you can just see the difference.
What do you reckon he was saying on Tuesday? It's freezing, let's stand here for a bit longer so them idiots can stand in the goal and watch us.
But you also know when a team's doing well is when the fine pot that they all do with each other. You go out on your Christmas do with him, and their fine pot's probably more than the club's took in about 20 years.
So that stuck us on a Christmas day.
They go like, they'll get
Really
in,
great,
like,
so.
so you know that they're all fining each other. So, and they're all getting fined for what they were wearing as well.
When they were
Clive,
out?
Clive got hammered. Clive got absolutely hammered.
What did he say? Looked like Inspector Gadget.
They were singing it to him on the way past every time we went to the bar. But again, though, that shows a sort
Good
of
spirit.
a good spirit that I don't know how other clubs are, but the board and sponsors. No, Eddie made his trip over, didn't he?
Yeah, it was great to see Eddie there.
You know, and all sat in a bar and all relaxed and all talking to each other. I don't know if all clubs are like that, but I think that's really important, and why we're maybe different to other clubs, that we have that relationship with the players and the management. And the sponsors and supporters are all welcome on any dues that we go on to. So I think that
we're all in it together, aren't we? At the end of the
and
day?
there's no sort of hierarchy here. Obviously, you've got to do stuff that you've got to do as a club, but
It's
you
just
try and
level
make sure,
respect.
just make sure that everyone knows what's going on and everyone understands it. And we've always said it, it's not ours. We're just looking after it.
Yeah.
It's 118 years old. You know,
We're
not going to be here 100 years old, 100 years on. So we just need to look after it, make it, and
How did it all start, Tony?
yeah. Tony got a couple of lads from the factory. Got a couple of balls and started it all off.
Jumpers for goal.
He's only a young spring chicken then, weren't you, Tom? When you started all this.
1906.
Alright, leave him alone now.
So I just come here to be abused. That's my role.
Sorry, Tom. No, that's my job. I just love giving you grief.
What do you do on the board? I just get abused by the rest of them.
Well, Tony, you're really important to us.
We'd have no one to pick on otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no, like I say, Workshop, Aston away, really, really good games. Great performances. You took 2 points on the road, which you'd take at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Certainly at the start of the day. And then obviously we had Hyde on Boxing Day, which I think, did you turn around and say that was one of your favourite?
Yeah, to be honest, mate, I think someone put it on the group, didn't they, on the supporters group, saying like, what's been your favourite game of the last year? And mine probably was Hyde. I know we had the bigger games with the playoffs and the build up with that on the Cleggy
trophy games
and the trophy game. It was really good. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I really enjoyed it. But the Hyde, I think, because I felt the pressure a bit with how we've started, and you started looking for that little click in the club to sort of get it all back. And I thought it was that game on Boxing Day. I generally thought the feeling in here.
Proper game of football.
Do you know, it was like a complete performance on the
Yeah.
pitch and the atmosphere in here afterwards.
It
I mean, we
was
thought the
literally
floor was going
bouncing
through at
around,
one point, didn't we?
So people were enjoying it, but you could see smiles on people's faces, and then you think it's Christmas. Everyone's got a bit of a family time, and you've had a really good day at the football. There's nothing better than that. And you know, you're not.
It was really good.
Yeah,
really good.
We played
off
well.
the pitch. I
Yeah.
thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a nice day, and it just sets you right then. So then you go back into the new year and you go in, and obviously we got the game against League called off, but not League. Who was we playing? It was League today.
League.
Prescott cables.
Yeah.
So you know that was off. So that was a bit of a sort of you were on a high thinking.
Yeah, we did have a little day out though,
and then
didn't
it
we?
dropped. We did.
Didn't we? Yeah.
Our game was cancelled, so we went to Ashton FC.
Versus FC.
Sorry, Ashton versus FC. Sorry.
Yeah. And that was good. You know what though? I think it's good sometimes just go and experience it as a fan.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to relax, wasn't it, at a game?
But you're going in there and you're queuing up, you're going for the turnstiles, but you don't usually do that on a match day. You usually like.
No, it was nice, wasn't
pushed
it?
in somewhere.
I do think that's where I got my man flu.
I think we're all in that.
Yeah.
But again, though, that was it was a good game of football. It was I thought first half Ashton by far the better team.
Yeah.
But second half FC came back, and you know FC have turned it round. They're pretty much the same as us.
They're on a bit of a good run now as well, aren't they?
Beasley in, and then they've done really well.
So how did their pitch hold up? Last year away it was horrendous.
Do you know what?
They've spent a lot of money.
Job on that.
They've spent a lot of money on their pitch. FC United have spent a lot of money on theirs, haven't they?
You can see.
A few games that they wouldn't have got on in the past, would they?
Yeah,
but Ashton have definitely improved it.
It looked really good. I think there was a little bit, considering the weather that we'd had. And we were going there, weren't we, thinking this is definitely going to get cold by the time, because it was bouncing down on the way there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we got in there and it was absolutely fine. Then Tony's weather prediction is that the big massive rain cloud we could see in the distance was going to go the other way. And then about 10 minutes later we were all drenched. And so.
Oh well.
Sorry about that, I'm picking on you again.
Yeah. I'm writing them down, mate.
Not a weatherman.
Who's HR?
Not a weatherman.
Yeah. Complain to HR. We've got a form.
Yeah. Let us know when you find HR.
But yeah, good. And then obviously last weekend, we Hibbert at home last weekend.
Yeah.
And then FC away on Tuesday. 2 really, really good games. And I think, you know, every game we've seen in the past month has been entertaining.
The standard in the league's good, isn't it?
Really
the standard in the, even teams that you're thinking, and we were one of them that were down there, the quality of football's it's decent. And I think people's who live around the corner from a football team, non-league, go and have a look. For me, just go and have a look at it. You might find something you really like.
said, didn't he? I think this is the best version of the NPL.
Yeah.
You see how tough it is on
it's
all
got to be
grounds.
getting more and more competitive every year, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And if you look at the players, they're not semi-pro players, are they? They look and they train like professionals.
The fit lads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Years ago, I'm probably speaking for myself here, but you used to have a few pints and play, and that was the culture. Where now they're all going to the gym.
Well, we met a guy in the week, didn't we, who played semi-pro years ago.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe the level that we're at compared to and he's played at this level.
Yeah.
It's definitely changed.
All guests I bring down, and the first time that they come here and to see the standard of football, they're saying they can't believe the standard. You know, the ball's not up in the air. They're expecting to see the ball up in the air all the time, but the football that gets played on the ground is it's quality. It is quality.
No, it is. It's good. Loz, obviously, sponsor for this season, halfway through the season. What's your highlight of the season so far?
Highlight of the season so far.
You can only pick one.
There's been a few. There's been a few. The game against Hyde, Boxing Day was brilliant. That was it was bouncing, and Renault's first game in charge. Just the difference then, the feel around the club straight away. Just the way we tried to play on that first game that he was in charge was just brilliant to see, and it just got everybody excited about what's to come, and it's only just got better from there. But I've loved it all the way through. I do, win, lose or draw. Just love being part of the club and being around the businesses and the community that's here and the ultras and stuff. It's just it's ace. But I'm not going to lie, it's just Whitby away, isn't it? It's just Whitby away. My highlight is still coming. You know, this will be my third Whitby away.
Third one, is it?
Third Whitby away experience, yeah. So class. We've got a house over there. We filled. I think there's going to be a good chunk of us going, and it's.
We'll have to have a Whitby podcast, won't we?
No, we should do that.
That's a great shout.
We should get a bar there.
Live while we're there.
He does need a kit man now.
that could be the messy one we've been on about.
Oh, yeah.
It depends what time you hold that.
Again.
We'll bring the shopping trolley.
But yeah, Whitby for me is just. That's where you see the club in it.
Do you know what? I think we've done well to get it in April as well, because the weather's going to be with us. It's going to be.
I mean, it's going. There's quite a few going this year, isn't there?
Going. You're in our not 1 week.
I am, yeah. Sorry about that in advance.
Oh, that's all right.
But no, it's good. So, obviously, with regards to Barrow Electrical, then, give us a little bit of insight into how and when you got involved in the club. Obviously, you've been around for a few years now in terms of in and around the club.
Yeah.
When did it start?
Drink was involved. So
I was defo there then.
Well, it's coming straight back at you. It's all your fault. Oh, we got a visitor here now.
Mr. Hibbert.
Mr. Hibbert is here.
Get his reaction to this lounge.
Yeah.
Hey!
Good evening.
Hey,
Okay.
some of us have had some work to do.
It's not very nice.
Excuse me, never mind.
What's going on?
Thanks, better, isn't it? Looks loads better, doesn't it?
Oh my god, I'd leave you for 5 minutes and this is what you do.
That's what you get for going away.
I know, innit?
How are we? Alright?
Yeah, good.
Looking a bit sun-kissed there, Andy.
Mate, well, you know, some of us been...
You could have brought the weather back with you.
Loading it up in there. I don't know why it's not on today.
Play on there, couldn't you?
Yeah, I should.
Where'd have played
I
it?
played on worse than that. Yeah. Oh, sponsors are in, must be a serious one. Right.
Yeah.
How are we?
Alright, mate.
Alright, well, we got the zeros in.
Well,
we're still pushing for the Guinness.
We've not touched on that yet, but we are all sponsored by Dry Jam.
Blue sausage.
You're looking well, mate.
Mate.
Yes, well, a 30-degree swing when I got home.
I bet you were wishing it was bloody
honestly.
cancelled flight, weren't you?
Well, yeah, it was actually. But yeah.
Good.
Right.
You have to speak directly into the microphone, Frank. So
Yeah, that is yours.
That one's yours.
Oh, is this mine?
So
We knew you wanted one of your own.
So yeah, lots of alcohol involved.
Drink was involved. I was actually at a night with Tyson Fury, and I got brought over with some guests to the clubhouse because Steve Collins, another boxer, was on here. So I come here a bit.
What's the word?
Yeah, 3 sheets to the wind, mate. And I come in here, had a few more drinks, met Steve Collins. I took all his belts. And
He was a soft ass.
he was trying to take him back. I was unaware what was going on, to be honest. There is a picture of me stood there with all these belts and him trying to get him back off me, but and then Mr. Pye come over during the evening. We had a chat, and he passed me a couple of tickets to come down for a game, and
You never left?
I never left. I never left. That's the truth.
Do you remember that, Mark, or not?
No.
I never left. Still got the tickets that you gave me. Still got them.
That's mad. Crazy,
And yeah, never left. And it's just surprising, you know. I've been around football my whole life, you know, playing through the junior sections as well and stuff. But it's like I wasn't aware, you know, what was going on here.
Have you ever seen football at this level then? Really?
Yeah, he was a United season ticket holder.
Few divisions down there.
It's gone real backwards since then. But, and then just coming here, meeting the people, and then you know you get on first name basis with everybody. It was just addictive. And then once the sponsor opportunities come up in the lounge, we jumped on that, and then sponsors evening, and you know we got involved in, without saying too much, you know, like where the club wants to go and stuff like that. You know, I just wanted to get right behind it straight away, and I was involved in some of the businesses that were already involved in the club, and it's just nothing but good news, good vibes, good feelings around the place, and yeah, the involvement's just got deeper and deeper since then, and I love it.
It's been brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I think, to flip that as well, though, from our perspective, to collaborate with a business like yours who does so much in the community, it's a massive connection for us. I think you're great.
I remember on the sponsors night that we did when we had the new kit deal coming up and stuff like that, where we were doing our presentation to all the different stuff that we had available to sell and stuff like that, and as we were going through it and stuff, you know, we told everyone what was what and the prices and the deals and this, that and the other, and I was like, right, you know, we let everyone have a little drink, and Loz strategically positioned himself next to me. He went, "You're not going anywhere until we've done this deal." And I was like, I'm not going to argue with Loz because he's like 4 times bigger than me, but he was, I suppose the point I'm making, he was straight in there, and he was like, I mean, what's the deal? No quibbling. Yeah, I'll put the money in. Brilliant. And got behind us, and it's you know, it's fantastic. From a commercial point of view, it's a dream, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's great, and it's not just the money that you put into the club; it's the other things that you do. Like, I was on the phone to you the other day about floodlights, and you were down here the next day, and the work that you've done in and around the ground. It's priceless having people like you involved. So we appreciate it. Don't we?
Absolutely,
and it does mean so much to a club like this. Yeah, you know, because without people like Loz and all the sponsors that we've got in, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, we can't get the players out on the pitch, we can't look after the junior section, we can't look after the things that we want to go bigger and better at.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen without people like Loz, and lots of people like Loz that have all joined in. And I think when we try and do like different nights for the sponsors, and we try and do different things that promotes their companies, which is exactly what we should be doing. So yeah, it works. It's really, really good, and it's enjoyable. And they love a beer. And all these lads put loads of money over our bar every week.
All about the beer, yeah.
I think that's one of the things, though, Loz, from a business point of view. You know, obviously you've got your electrical contracting business that does really, really well and stuff. But I suppose when you're talking about what you do, like most of our businesses, it's not like necessarily the sexiest thing in the world. But when you are then talking about your involvement in a local community club, do you find that shines a light in a different way on your business? And
Yeah, massively. Like it works on a marketing level, you know, an exposure level and whatnot. But you know, there's deeper meanings to it, like with the community, and you know, and the benefit that you see in like when kids are coming through the ranks, and you have summer events on, and you do charity stuff on the pitches and stuff. It's all about that, you know what I mean? And yeah, we put money in, but we take a lot from it, you know, too. But it's I have you know, big customers of mine, like blue chip customers of mine, you know, who look out for Rylands scores now, you know, and they message me at the weekend and basically go, that was a good result. You know, I've got a Colchester United season ticket holder that watches everything that happens, you know what I mean, and watches the highlights and stuff, and then go, you know, and they give me a report back of what was good about the game and what, you know, it's brilliant, you know what I mean. So the exposure is massive, and that's come from me getting involved, and you know, people in and around my business that now talking about Rylands, which you know, only encourages what I do even more. You know,
relationships up, doesn't it?
I was talking to Ash Platt about that the other day, and Ash is, you know, obviously one of our main sponsors, and he's brought people from Australia here, people from America here. I know Touchline have brought people from America here, and randomly enough, they've got like Rylands shirts up in their houses in Dallas and all sorts of places. So it's great to see.
I definitely have the most travelled piece of Rylands memorabilia, though.
The
scarf. Yeah,
the scarf goes everywhere. The Coliseum and everything.
It's going to be in Vegas in a few weeks.
It's good. I think for me, one of the big things that you said to me when you were getting more and more involved, Loz, was that you'd obviously been a season ticket holder at United, and you might have covered this before I got in, but you had a better time coming here and being in the lounge than you did going to Old Trafford, and that's nothing to do with necessarily the football, but it was more to do with the feeling in here and the atmosphere and the people that you were around.
It's all about the feeling and the nostalgia, you know what I mean? Yeah, it costs loads more to have a season ticket at you know, Old Trafford.
So you're going to say Rylands there?
I was, you know, and I've seen it all trophies won in the years that I had the season tickets there, you know, the Cristiano Ronaldos and...
Maybe that's what's gone wrong, it wasn't Fergie, it was you. When you stopped going, you stopped
No,
winning.
it was amazing while I was there. It's crap now, so... But no, you know, in the first instance, it was like, you know, when I was going and the group of people around me when I was at Old Trafford, you know, you had a bit of rapport with them, they were the same people, and then it just went. I think all football clubs are guilty of it. All the big football clubs are guilty of it, and they pushed for more. You had to opt in for all the cups and stuff. So what happened is when I was going to all the games, the people around me were different all the time, and so you were sat there with your one other, and there was no other chat. You just basically went, watched 90 minutes of football, got in the car and come home. There was no relationship, no little community that was around me anymore, and I think that's all football clubs now at the top level. So you know, coming here, you mean something. Your voice is heard. You know, everyone's asking, you know, how the family are, and it just that adds value. You know, it just stacks above, you know, going to the big games, and coming here, you know, means much more to me. And you see, like with the ultras and the people that have been around the club for decades, you know, they're still coming and they still buy into, you know, the club, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'd never go back, you know, to the big
affordability
leagues.
as well. That's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You go to watch the Premiership games, and it's going, you know, look at United this week, just announced, you know, taking away the concessions and all that. It's just those little things that add up, and sometimes they go with a lad and a dad and a family, you can't afford it.
Yeah, but it's like it comes down to like them, you know, like the respect. Yeah, there's always a hierarchy and stuff, but that respect level, and you know, you hear stories of like, you know, Rashford coming off at Carrington and he has to be kept away from the academy players and he can't influence them in any way, and yeah, you see all this media stuff with them meeting kids and stuff like that, and you know, and inspirational videos, but behind the scenes they're treated like gods.
Yeah.
And but here, you know, the kids every single game the kids are here, and the players go over to the kids at the end of every single game, and that means the world to them kids. You know, it's not Cristiano Ronaldo and all them lot, it's Super Matty Regan and all them lot, but you can see when the players go over to the kids, it lights
a lot
them up.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
it does.
Well, real, it's good. And without people like you and the sponsors, we couldn't operate at this level, and we couldn't progress and do anything we want to do.
Well, I've with all the charities and stuff that I'm involved in, you know, I see it as the same as the football stuff. Businesses in local towns should support their local teams, their local charities and stuff like that, because unless you can come down like I did that and saw what was going on here, that's the incentive, you know, and it shows you, you know, that you should be getting involved. And if you are a local business in whatever town you're in the UK, and you've got a local football team, sports team, get down, watch them, support them, and you know, and get behind them as best you can, because without, you know, me and all the other companies out there that are getting involved with sports clubs, you know, football teams, they're struggling.
And I think we touched on it in the last podcast, that about the impact that sport, not football, sport in general, has on the local community. You know, it's giving kids the health benefits, mental health benefits, all the stuff that is right, and then it also brings in the like we've got a retirement village over the road there, and there's a few of them that come over, there's a few that watch it through the windows every week. It's something for them to, you know, it's something important for them. Yeah. And you build on that, and
it's everything around it as well, isn't it?
But if you're giving like season ticket prices at Goodison, at Old Trafford or whatever, it's pricing out the everyday people. It's as simple as that. That's what it's going to do. And I was watching a podcast the other day and I was listening to what they were saying on it, and it was basically saying that they don't care now, the clubs. They literally don't care, because the money that they're making out of corporate and the tourist fans outweighs that voice. But the danger that you've got of football now is that people will go to Old Trafford for the Stretford End, the noise that comes out of that, and that's an aspect of, that's your experience as a tourist, and you're going to wipe them out. You're going to wipe the cop out at Liverpool eventually. It's going to end up going. What is the reason for people to come and watch them games? It's a TV show. So that's basically sit there and watch it on the telly. But and it sort of rings true that the football's become, it had its bad days, 80s, and then when the Premier League came in, it revamped itself and it made it affordable, marketed to death, and the best league in the world. And there's only the best league in the world because them supporters were in there every week filling stadiums
could afford to go.
And could afford to go. So you start taking that away when the songs don't come out the cop, don't come out, and the atmosphere and the supporting and the and the players don't get that same buzz, and it's not intimidating to go to Anfield anymore because it's all tourists. That's the danger that you'll start. You might not lose it, you might still be able to buy the best players in, and you might still be able to get. But when you start taking the people away from football that created it,
kills the atmosphere, doesn't it?
You start killing football.
It's them local rooted people that needed football as an outlet as well. For like the mental side as well.
That's a massive thing, you know. I remember, I think it was just over one of the pre-seasons. I remember just seeing Derek, one of the ultras, just having a walk round the pitch. It was like middle of the summer, there was nothing going on, and we were in here, and I went out and had a chat with him. He was like, he said, you know, I think his wife had been a bit poorly at the time and stuff like that, and he just said, I just wanted to get out the house and have a little walk round, and I like the feeling that I get when I walk through the gate and when I walk round the pitch, and I'm really looking forward to the start of the season. It belongs to them, and it's not just the football, it's the feeling that you get when you're around the people who come and watch.
I think I get really anti on ownerships of clubs. You know, like when you hear of things that people do in ownerships, and I just think like, well, who are you to do that? You know, you're there to make it a business, and it's a business decision, and it's right, and there's reasons for it. But if you kill that supporter group, what have you actually got?
But that comes back to like where the problem stems from professional football, though, because
it's not just professional football.
It
happens in non-league.
Well, yeah, but the owners, you're talking about people who own these clubs who've got no affiliation to the local area.
The
So they
bottom line
don't
is
care,
we're just
do
looking
they?
after it, aren't
That's
we?
100%.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
looking
that's-
after it. This will be here long after we've gone. It was here long before we were here, and all we can do is our best while we're here,
Yeah.
and make sure that the people who love it, you know,
Pass on to the next
On paper,
generation, isn't it?
on paper, we own it.
yeah.
Well, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But like day to day, it's run by. It's for the people. It's for
you
the
lose the
supporters.
community.
It's nothing anyway.
Yeah.
So why? I don't understand it, and I think when people come in, they get a bit of a big cheese sort of attitude to it. Be fucking humble. Be proud to be able to represent that club,
Yeah, 100%.
and like do it for the right reasons. You know, look, we've made mistakes. We're not perfect, but I'd never do it to sort of go against the supporters of this club, because
Yeah.
if they turn their back on it, there'd be us 4 or 5 sat here watching it.
Well, you just talked about Hyde and what a great atmosphere it was. That's the good side of it, isn't it?
Of course it is, but I just don't understand. It never makes any sense to me. If you go into a place, an area, and you want to build something up, you need the people with you.
Of course you
So
do.
why would you ever alienate them? Like for United now, you need that supporters group,
Yeah.
because that manager's got a tough task there to turn that around. And it's like Everton getting Moyes. Everton's got a tough job, but straight away I'm like, yeah, love it. Let's go. Let's get a ticket. Let's go and watch the game. Let's go and support it. But if you don't do that, and you have people that turn on it and make really poor decisions and think that it's their club. It's not your club. It's never your club.
It's never an easy balance, in it, but you've got to keep that happy medium. You've got to, you know, especially the bigger clubs, you've got to run it as a business, but you've got to keep that community involved
100%.
at the same time. But
Yeah.
so many clubs, you can see it's been business focused, and the community.
It's the maddest business model ever, though, isn't it? Like you've
Football
said
is
in the
mad,
past,
yeah.
you can be the most astute business person in the world. Football is just
Totally out the
balls
window.
to itself.
crazy, and
It's
it's
a law
like
to itself.
If you look at, you know, when you've gone through tough times at the club, like look at the start of the season, we had a really tough start to the season, as we all know, but everyone was still in here.
Yeah.
People were still coming through the gates.
Yeah.
Win, lose or draw, and there was a lot more losses and draws at the start of the season, but we were still in here having a pint together after the game. We were still on the laugh, we were still going the away days, we're still talking to each other in the week, we're still arranging coaches for the away games. You know, that doesn't happen if you're not connected as a club to
And I think it's being open with people,
Yeah.
and like sitting down and having chats that we've had with everyone around the ground. We've you know, it doesn't matter if you're sponsoring £1 million a year or you come and pay £10 a week to get in. You're just as important.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we do well, is that we engage well with our supporters, we engage well with our sponsors, and we try to make sure, look, we don't get everything right. I'm not pretending that we're perfect. Andy does. The rest of us just try and follow you. But you know, so we try and have them conversations, and you know, sometimes that's a phone call to someone, and even when like things are going tough in personal lives away from the actual football club, we always pick up the phone to people and speak to them, and if they're okay, is there anything we can do? And that's the community that we've created, and that's not bigging us up. It's, you know, like I said, we've got 1 or 2 things wrong, maybe more. But like, you've got to care. You've generally got to care, and more and more like you see things going on at clubs and at all levels. I sometimes sit there and I see comments made, and I'm thinking, why would you say that? Why would you alienate yourself against the people that you're there to represent? And you're there to represent them. No, we have moans about leagues and everything else, but they're there to represent us, and they do a job. But we're here to represent the people of this club, which is the supporters, the players, like 400 junior kids and their parents. We're there to do the right thing for them.
Which involves a lot of tongue biting, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know, because you see a lot of stuff going on, and you could say something, and you know you shouldn't. And as a supporter and a sponsor, you know, that's one thing that we see. We see all the noise that are going around at some other football clubs and stuff, and it's cringe. And you know, but you boys do it right. You do it right.
I think if you've got shit going on in your club, you deal with it internally.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with it internally.
You
Well,
communicate with people, don't you? You used to go out and talk to
That
them.
is like a business, though, then, isn't it? When you've got staff, it's like for me, it's my job to protect my staff and the stuff that I have to deal with, you know, behind the scenes, and it's my job to protect them and not let them know, you know, and keep the ship going, like. And
Well, it's like when we did the Q&A the other night. There was nothing there was nothing off the table there. If you had the question, ask the question and we'll answer it as honestly as we can.
Well, and I think he's doing it in the room, so people can just throw whatever they want at you.
Yeah.
You know, we could hide behind lots of other stuff.
There was no screening of any of those questions, was there?
Ask us what you want, tell us what you want, tell us what you think it was. We're big boys, we'll deal with it.
Did, but it's good to feel relaxed to be able to do that, isn't it?
And Big Danny Farrell, he asked the best question of that. He really did.
But yeah, and I think that having that openness and the door's open. If you want to come and have a chat with me, come and have a chat with me. Want any of us?
Yeah.
Just knock on the door, give us a text, meet you for a brew. What's up? Where do you want to go with it?
Yeah, we see that. I mean, I know I speak to you, you know, and I see things, and it's there's opinions flying around everywhere, isn't it? And all you can do is take them opinions, and if you can do something with them, then great. And if you can't, you can't. But you're still listening.
I think that's important, though, because we don't have all the answers, and it's actually nice when people, whether it be sponsors or supporters or volunteers, whoever it might be, come and say, "Well, what about this? Could we try this? Can we give it a go? What do you think about it?" Because actually, that shows that people care, and some of the ideas that people come up with, not sat around this table, are great ideas that we can implement in the club.
The best idea we've had was it Abby? Is it who bought the cake things?
Yeah.
She wanted to bring cakes to the boys.
They were really good, them actually.
So we trialled it one day. I was like,
dough.
that is the best idea.
We had to make sure they were okay, didn't we?
I just walked in. I was like, "What them?" Said, "I'm going to try them out in the butty van." Like, it's a go. Yeah. Got them.
The man from Del Monte.
There's also some of the worst ideas, like, should we go the Orford after the game?
I've still got the video. You doing karaoke?
Yeah.
Your idea.
And there was Andy's karaoke. What song did you do?
Rappers Delight.
That's what we've done here, mate. We created a little dance floor for you.
I'm on it.
So we can get...
I need a few Guinnesses and a Monster Charge.
Oh, yeah.
You drank while you was on holiday.
I've not drunk.
Well, this, to be fair...
This is the biggest black ever.
You've been
away.
This is the debate. So we're all committed to dry Jan. Yeah.
100%.
I did tell Renault you were going home for a pint the other day.
Honestly, you can ask Rach. Rach has broke 3 times.
I definitely have not had a pint.
Nope.
Tony?
No, I've not.
Loz?
Hey, I ain't running a football club. Of course I've had a drink.
However...
I was just drinking FC United behind me.
Andy has been away.
I did a dry
Yeah,
in
I have
December.
been away, and honestly, been away, went to the gym every day, climbing up volcanoes.
No, you didn't.
Honestly,
Oh my God.
I was
I don't even you consider that lie like
sick of
that.
this non-alcoholic wine, honestly.
I thought better of you. No, why? Of course you did, mate.
It was terrible. But I persevered because I'm part of the team, aren't I?
Like, whoever vote, he's getting voted off.
Side down.
Rach has just messaged me.
Yeah, let's get Rach on the phone. Come on, Rach.
He's lying.
He's like,
Deny. No one saw it, it didn't happen.
Hey, I'm honestly, about a grief you gave me last year when I broke.
Well, you only lasted 2 days, then you'll be shit for the entire January.
Stressful 2 days though. Stressed.
Have a pint. It was like the devil on my shoulder.
I honestly, I actually do feel loads better now.
Well, yeah, me too.
What we on now? Day 11, 10, 11. Oh, 11? Mate,
Was it medicinal? Yeah.
There's no way. Anyway, what's next on our
We're not having
hits? What are we up to?
To be fair, obviously, it's been busy but somewhat quiet. There's been a lot of games called off, hasn't there?
Yeah, I think I don't know whether you touched on this before I got here, but I know Mark did some stuff on social media the other day about the effect of the games being called off.
Yeah, the cost. Yeah, we touched on it a little bit before, but I think there's a lot more stuff to come from all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think that goes back to the whole community feel and what we've been talking about, and I think as a board, it's good for us to try and show people what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't just see us on a Saturday. This is what goes on through the week, and I think it's fantastic.
I think there's like a bit of a thing in football of being overprotective over your clubs, like not opening. When most times when you see an opening of a door in a club, it's when the shit's hit the fan.
It's not kidding.
When it's gone really bad, and I just think over the last couple of months, seeing it with a couple of clubs now coming out saying we're struggling. Yeah, and I think there's a genuine struggle in football at this level. Not talking for us, I'm talking for the whole football.
But there's what happens, and then there's what clubs show what happens. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's no reason.
I think if supporters saw more of how a football club runs at this level, the more I think understanding you'll get. Like, you'll always get the keyboard absolute whoppers that come out with all the crap that they do, and like me left testicle knows more than them about how to run a football club. But they come out with all the stuff, and it's like, well, if like actually look between the lines and you read it properly and you get involved behind the scenes, you'd see the difficulties that most clubs have. And we think it's us, and then you go and speak to another, and they're saying the exact same things as you. And
a lot of it might just be like a pride thing. The club owners are thinking, it's all.
Can't let people see that.
Great, don't show
like
shine and all that or anything
the
like
thing is,
that.
Loz, right, you take any business, right, and you shut that business down from trading, right, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And you're not making any revenue, because that's what happens when we have a game called off. We make 0 revenue, right? But we've still got to pay the bills. You do that with any company over any prolonged amount of time.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel the pinch, and it's gonna have an impact. So no fans here, no games on means no money coming in, which means that then causes a problem. And the longer it goes on for, the more difficult it becomes.
Yeah.
So we might get 2-3 games called off, but there's teams. Teams up in the northeast, and like last season.
Prescott have had a few off now, haven't they?
I can't remember who it was last year, but they ended up with about 8 or 9 games still to play with a couple of weeks to go in the season. And that's definitely had an effect on them. So,
and it, like I said before, it does sort of make you think twice about contracting players, because you've got to, if you're exposed for X amount of money every week, and you think if that could go on for 3-4 weeks, could the club sustain that?
Yeah.
So it does limit players and what you'd contract in and what you'd keep in the club, and how do you structure your contracts? We've all got your basic FA contract, but is a contract in there where you're now starting to think, well, I'm going to write in stuff for this that does get you out the shit if it went on for a long time.
Any games on today?
Max on today.
I know they had like an army of people on the pitch, didn't they? Look, that just goes to show, doesn't it? Mac,
the resource they've
got, but they're getting 2,000-3,000 to a game.
Yeah.
That's vitally important. For them.
Don't want to lose that.
If Mac lost, I'm summarising, but what I've heard is that like their wage bill's hefty. So if they lost 3 games, 4 games in a month, I'm not saying it would affect them, because I know they're really well backed, but
I think
it'd have an impact.
But they would set their budget on that, wouldn't they?
But you see some of the clubs, like, without saying any of the names, like some of the club owners who sit in their ivory towers and say everything's perfect, when things aren't perfect, the community that they have got don't come in running or supporting. It's not like it's a sympathy cry. It's just like how community support and how everyone supports one another. They've crumbled, and they've all had to be financially restructured and stuff like that. And that's because they weren't being honest with themselves, being honest with the community and stuff like that. And it's not easy. It's hard out there. But the more you let the supporters in the community in, when the chips are down, everyone's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still struggling to get my head around this new lounge, lads. It's blown my mind, this.
What, because it's so good?
Just like where you
can't believe all the space, can you?
Forward, Loz, what you thinking?
I don't know. I think
you get first dibs, don't you? Because he's here today.
Away directors are down there, aren't they? We're having a red rope, aren't we?
Velvet.
Yeah, velvet and a carpet.
Move some seats outside.
I don't
Shuffle
know.
the seats on.
I'll sit wherever.
We moved the seats outside and everything. It's all go here, and
I'm telling
you go away for 1 week.
Played on that today. It'd have been fine. Get the orange ball
We'll have everyone around.
Yeah.
That's warm up tomorrow.
I've defo played on worse than that.
Yeah. Could I kick around today, couldn't we, just to prove it?
Do you know what? I suppose it's just what it's like for Tuesday, isn't it, really?
When all that defrost.
There's going to be a lot of water.
I think that's
It's like
exactly
having a little snowman on that,
You know what I was thinking? We should have done a snowman competition with all the kids on there.
They'd clear the pitch.
They'd have cleared it off.
We missed the opportunity.
We'll do that after this.
But then you have to line them up along the sides. So when they're melted.
Well, I was saying that I've been stuck on my drive for 2 days. So
I was crying laughing.
Mate,
That's funny, that.
I was crying.
Yours is steep, right?
We're skiing down.
Got grit delivered today, so I've managed to get off it. But other than that, mate, there was no way I was getting off that.
When you put a video out, there's someone's abandoned cars at the bottom of your drive. I was like,
welcome home.
I'd feel a little bit more sorry if you hadn't just spent a week in the sun. To
I'm not getting off
Drinking all that beer.
Definitely.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, I have.
Oh, you got it on. Your merch. These are now available.
Yeah, I'm not going
to stand up so you can see it on the camera there. See that, Frank? Yeah. Zoom in.
Get me on one of them.
Now available.
Available at a shop near you.
Get them ordered.
So where's next? What are we doing now? Go on, Andy.
What's on the list, and
we've covered most things.
All right. I'm glad I've got my feet cold for this
Have we talked about maybe a little cheeky trip up to Blythe?
Oh, we're talking about that one.
Well, we
We've
did
had that
briefly
one out,
mention it,
yeah.
but I've been
Just
told
like
I'm not allowed
Spartans.
anything to do with it, or the arranging of the Airbnb.
Well, I'm not surprised after you booked us something that can only be described as Beirut.
Tell us that story, Andy. The last time we were going up to heaven, and you booked the accommodation.
So basically, it was an
stayed
idea. Was it our first of the
Our
week?
first game of the
First of
season.
the
So
week.
we was like, "Do you know what, let's make a weekend of it, let's go up, stay over. So, you know, being the trooper I am, I always offer to make a brew, do a shit job, you never get asked again. So, naturally, found an affordable Airbnb, and I won't be asked to do it again.
It's affordable for a reason, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think it had any windows. It was just in.
Basically, you only sleep in there. It's like when you go on a lad's holiday.
I didn't want to even drive down that street. It looked that rough.
Well, it's the day before we're supposed to go, and we said, well, let's have a look where it is, and we put Google Maps up, and it was like, oh my
No,
God.
that's not what he's booked us, is it?
The princess had a meltdown.
I was looking at him thinking, it looks like a smack den. Has he really booked this? I was like, no, that can't be
The
right.
views weren't great over the alleyway. The alleyway wasn't great.
So,
I'm sure we've had a great time either way.
Whatever we're going to do in Blythe,
I can't remember where we stayed this
just
time.
turn up. You won't.
Where did we stay?
Jesmond,
Jesmond.
yeah.
I was a bit.
Yeah, we
hungover.
can't. Yeah, we'll
go
maybe
again.
talk about that on the
I
late.
think we went to
night
bars on that
version of the
hotel.
podcast.
Yeah, we barred 100% barred.
Mention
Why is that, Matt?
Kiddies version.
It'll be a good weekend if there's a shopping trolley involved, won't it?
Shopping trolleys at
You can't get better than that. The Whitby weekend when we spent in the house on a Saturday night, weren't we?
Yeah, it's
Well,
nice.
That being big.
I had to carry key home. Yeah.
Well, after me, you and him demolished a bottle of whiskey in about 20
I've never
minutes.
seen a change in someone as quick. 'Cause I was sat near you and he just disappeared off and he went down and he was all right. Had a bit merry, but came back and he was like,
It was a litre of whiskey.
Oh, mate.
The lid never went on it. It never left a hand, and it just kept getting poured.
We were drinking
and it
out
was
of
gone.
mugs, weren't we?
God.
"Yeah, you were
And
bad."
then I was like, have we drank that? Loz? He's like, yeah. Kieran's cross-eyed and
It's gone, Kieran,
staggering
wasn't
up the stairs. He seemed all right, to be fair.
There's a
but
picture of me holding him like a baby.
That's it.
Hey, I had to get you up in the
I
morning.
was so bad.
That was bad.
So
When I
bad.
walked in your room, I felt sorry for Ethan that morning.
No, mate,
honestly.
when we got up and had some breakfast and what have you in the afternoon, started heading back down the road, and our Ethan's in the car and he starts nodding off. I'm like, do not fall asleep here. I was like that, you know, eyes wide, Red Bull, thinking I felt so rough.
Mate, it wasn't a great image for me walking in with you and your duds on. Like, so it was like, morning,
Yeah.
we're leaving it alone, mate. So,
Yeah, we've got it all to come again, though, Mark. We've got it all to come
it's exciting. Mate, did that buzz? Well, we're on about doing a Whitby podcast.
Yeah, that'd be
One of
great.
the bars
Yeah.
overlooking the sea.
Yeah,
I can have one of them really shit breakfasts like I had last time.
That was like that vomit on a plate.
Dog had threw up on the plate.
That was so bad. It was like, it was just...
He'd ordered his and our Ethan hadn't seen it and he went, oh yeah, I'll have a full breakfast, and then he's looked over at Mark's and he's gone, what's that, Mike? What you've ordered.
It was awful, mate. I was like
was
feeling
that?
a bit delicate, thinking, breakfast sort me out. He landed in front of me and I went, I am not
It
touching
was,
it.
it was like dog vomit on a plate.
It's thing all weekend, that wasn't it?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to Whitby.
Well, are we going to do Blythe then?
We're going to
away?
do Blythe, yeah. I've had mate, there's some mega houses in Whitley Bay, Airbnb, right near the beach.
Cool.
Some cracking
How
houses.
about a
so
stag do in Whitley Bay?
We'll get,
Is that a stag do place?
Yeah, stag do place.
Book it.
So we'll get that booked.
And I've also
It's
got...
my birthday as well. So just
Oh, I'm not going then.
Whiskey and teacups, then it is.
Oh, nice. Also got, if everyone's up for it, looking at it yesterday, we're going to Belfast for the weekend, so
Right.
we'll all get...
Belfast is a great weekend, isn't it?
So,
running a football club, you get all these
Yeah.
holidays.
When do you fancy that?
June we're going.
June.
June, yeah. It's, well, Rachel's organising it, so
Yeah,
she
I'm
just
up
said,
for
do you want to ask the football boys if they'd like to come on?
The football boys.
I was like, no, but yeah, I will do, because
Yeah.
she'll mention it before me.
Yeah, no, be up for that. And then we've got a real good crew going to Whitby. I think there's going to be
Loads, isn't it?
over 100 going, which would be great.
Yeah, and then could do podcast live from a bar.
Yeah, well, that first bar we went at, I always forget the name of it, which was
Have
where
a
we had,
people
we had the Northern Soul
Oh,
Night on
right,
when we
yeah.
got there,
Overlooking
the harbour.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lovely
That'd be
that.
a top location.
And then,
So Frank, get you might need some better sound equipment there though, mate, because
Trying to
that DJ's on again.
look for the pre-season friendly at Como FC, apparently want to play us. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to get a nice little warm one in somewhere.
Yeah,
to
that'd
be
be
honest.
nice. That'd be good.
Sounds good to me.
What's coming up then? We've got South
So
Liverpool
we're
on
supposed to be
Tuesday.
at home on Tuesday, aren't we?
Yeah.
South
What are
Liverpool.
we saying?
Sure.
Who thinks it's on?
No.
Do you know what?
It's
There's a lot
Stranger
of water
things
on
have
that pitch,
happened,
yeah.
haven't they?
Well, it's meant
So,
to.
mate, that's gonna be bad.
There's meant to be a bit more snow tonight. I've read before.
It's misty, says on mine.
Oh really?
Met office.
I'll go with yours then.
then.
But I think it's all about the water because it is. I think it's going to go up, isn't it, to 5-6 degrees or whatever.
how far that goes down for the water to get through it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
You missed a lovely breakfast as well this morning. Andy got on.
It came around about lunchtime.
Yeah, we had it at 10 and we got it at 2.
Did Matt say about the him getting me a Costa coffee and the dog knocking it over?
Oh, mate, lost it.
Yeah.
He was gutted.
Lily cried. Literally,
So he's got out the car, passed me my Costa. I was like, oh, thanks a lot, mate. He gets his, the dog jumps on him, knocks the coffee all over the floor. He was like, mate, do you want a sip of mine?
Fuming. Lead had fell off.
Well, no, we've got South Liverpool this
Is it
Tuesday.
Mickle over away next Saturday?
Nickel over the way.
Over Saturday.
I think we're not back at home till 1st of Feb then. So we've got
That's pretty much a month then we don't game.
a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the weather.
Well, we're on about the financial impact.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
revenue for the month.
But you know, you then look forward to it being a really good day on the 1st, don't you? Because everyone will be
Yeah.
gagging for it.
I'm actually, is an admission, I'm actually in Ireland with Kieran. So the Barrow lads will be here. They'll be here in
Your tab's going to be
Have you
massive
told them
again.
you're
Yeah,
fucking
you'll have more
about?
drinkers here then. So, we're going over to see his family.
Oh, right.
But
Brilliant.
yeah. And speaking of the trip to Belfast, we've got some lovely work now over in Ireland. Been awarded some work.
So it's a
yeah.
business trip to Belfast.
Yeah,
do some
got to do a
business
recce.
Yeah.
We'll find some teams to play over.
Oh, we're going to do the thing, aren't we?
We was looking at that way. We've done it before, haven't we? We've gone over and played the team there. But
yeah.
I think if any connections over there for the team,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to do a little pre-season weekend away, wouldn't it? Get
Yeah.
over to
Yeah,
Belfast.
that'd be good.
We're not take our boots this time though.
And we've
We ended
got,
up playing it last time.
we've got
Did you?
Yeah.
we've not got a date for it yet, but we're going to do a bullseye night, aren't we? As well?
Oh yeah, that's next.
that'd
Yes.
be good, yeah.
Mate, I can't wait. Are you going to put out the speedboat and stuff though? When you have to roll it in.
We'll just bring them on the pitch. Boom, boom.
Snowplow.
Mate, there's loads of stuff coming up over the summer though. There's the boxing event on here.
Boxing.
That'd be
First
massive.
open air boxing event in Warrington.
Is that Tony?
Tony and that guy from where was he from?
Newton Aycliffe.
No, I'm bringing Bomber in. Bomber's going to fight Buffet.
Yes. The bomber buffet.
So that'll be good in May. We've got the Vets tournament.
Oh, yeah, is that out yet? Is that we've got
No,
that
I've done the creative for it, so we'll get that out next week. But that's going to be on the 17th of May. So if you fancy putting a Vets team in on that, that's going to be a big day down here.
Start pushing it all now, aren't we?
We've got the Real 5 tournament. We've got the junior
We've got the
tournament.
junior tournament, some.
Yeah.
The presentation, stroke music
Presentation.
festival.
Oh, the festival in it.
Yeah.
That's that.
So I think over the course of next week we'll get the calendar out to everyone so people can start. having
we
a
need
look
to get
at
more
what's coming
booked in.
up.
And if anyone's got any supporters, have got any ideas or things that they'd like to try and
It'd be
do,
a good night,
or
yeah.
want to hold over the summer.
Well, I've got 2 Barrow electrical kits that need work and getting out
Yeah,
there.
they
Again.
will,
The
mate.
lads want to play.
You can dust them off.
Get them in.
Dust them off.
But anything like that, anything got any bright ideas and
I think the
something
Vets
that we can-
tournament will do really, really well.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I'm surprised, like, I bumped into one was on our Christmas do day out, and I bumped into Jimmy Derbyshire, who top player in his dayline, and he's mad because they all used to play for us and it used to be funny, and like they're all at that age now, and I'm thinking, I am seriously old.
Yeah.
They're all vets now, I'm fucking old.
Oh, is the board putting a Vets team in?
Absolutely not me.
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry guys.
That's the under-17s for Andy.
How bad's that? You can't even play in our.
It's alright, I'll just keep lowering the average age, don't you worry about it.
Christ. Hey, we'd be in like the old ones, wouldn't we? Over 45s.
Yeah.
We'd have to go in that one.
Yeah, we'd have to
It's
go
only
in.
be walking.
I'm literally about to say that.
I still scrape under just.
No way. I'm
Show you a clean pair of heels, come on.
Yeah.
Be all right.
You'd walk really fast past me.
Yeah.
He's running, ref, he's running. No, go on then.
No.
Anything else coming up? Any big shout outs to anybody can you think of?
No, I think we just need to get the calendar out, don't we, so we can show
Yeah.
everyone what's
Yeah.
coming up, get stuff booked in. But there's plenty coming up. It's just we desperately need to get football back on, don't we? So let's get our fingers crossed for the turn in the weather.
Well,
When's
momentum, want to keep it going.
Yeah.
When's the actual final day of the season?
It's usually like the 26th of April.
Is it?
Or
It's
in
all
and
fine
around
now.
that,
Whitby's
isn't it?
right near the
It's
end.
the end of
Whitby's
April.
right near the end.
So,
12th of April is Whitby, and I think we've got a couple of games after that.
Right. Okay.
26th.
That's if we don't make playoffs.
Stranger things have happened. Obviously, as the weather gets better and we do a warm podcast, we've got some T-shirts that we can model.
5th of April.
Forgot about that.
No, it's longer than that because we're on to.
We forgot to wear.
After that.
So
It's a bit cold though, isn't it? to
we
wear?
haven't worn our podcast-specific T-shirts.
Oh
that
no, sorry, that
John
was the
Hopkins
only
got
one.
us.
That was the last, match day
They're having their
sponsor
own
they
little
had available.
conversation.
What's on now?
It's alright. Secretary's just working out when we're actually playing football.
You'd think you'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, John Hopkins.
John
bought
Hopkins
us
for
some
Christmas
present.
present. Thank you, John.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
We were going to wear them today, John, but it's too bloody cold.
Yeah, so we'll have them on when it's got a bit warmer. But
yeah,
thanks for that.
Lovely,
definitely.
it was lovely of him to get them.
Yeah, very nice.
And it was the Guinness one, that.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
26th of April. Morpeth at home.
That's the last game of the season.
Unless we're in the playoffs.
Okay, we'll take that as the last game of the season.
Ah,
Never know.
We'll get there.
But I think that could be a nice little music day as well. Last game of the season, get something on.
Get some like
Karaoke King over here.
He only does one though. We'll have to keep playing the same song.
Put me on repeat.
He's doing it again. So, cheers for everyone making it over today.
Yeah, sorry it was late, guys. But,
Well, there was work to do, wasn't there? So
yeah,
you'd be late.
well, trying to keep a roof over our heads, mate. You know.
But yeah, so the new look lounge for anyone who's coming.
Yeah,
next
I'm
couple of
gonna
days.
have to get my bearings in.
It is going to be a spoiler alert in it, so we're not going to show or tell anyone what it's like.
It's not that impressive. We just moved the seat over.
I'm bigging this up too much
That
here, aren't
bit
I?
down there, that's you know. I think that looks.
What, that bit that was always there?
No, that bit there, the behind.
What about the extension we built this morning?
Hey, we need an extension here. It needs to be built bigger than it.
I think we can fit more tables in. Mark keeps saying.
Right, no.
Yes.
No,
now
we
you're
can't.
talking my language out. We'll have a
Mate,
chat about this off air. I think.
We've tried to do it so we can get more room round so people can actually walk past each other.
Who needs more room? You want to sell more tables? That's what you want.
It's not comfortable.
You created work for us anyway.
But no, thank you very much as always to anyone.
Well, Loz got dragged into it.
Yeah.
So Andy was like, I'm going to plug a couple of extensions in there. Loz just went, you're literally going to burn the place down. So, no, you can't do
So
that.
the lads have got to come and power all this behind me.
We might be able to get that radiator working now.
No, we took it off and put it on there.
Oh, right.
We fixed it. Don't worry, mate. All planned.
Right, so
What were you
it's all
thinking?
taken care
Heated
of.
seats?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not a bad shout, like, you know.
Yeah. Or under the pitch, that'd help.
Yeah.
But no.
Could do
Yeah,
that, so.
cheers anyway.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for Loz.
Cheers, Loz.
Thanks
Thanks
Cheers,
very much.
guys. Thank you.
Yep.
Cheers, Guinness.
Good to drag you on.